Hello everyone, I'm Lee, and in this video I'm going to show you how I beat Takezo the Unrivalled in Ghost of Yōtei on medium difficulty. This was the hardest duel that I've experienced in the game so far, but this is because at this point of fighting Takezo I had only beaten one of the Yōtei 6, which was the snake who you encounter very early in the game. This is because I've just been focusing on doing side missions and leveling up Atsu's skills. So after many failed attempts, I finally managed to beat Takezo to become Atsu the Unrivalled. Then I did something crazy. I purposely didn't save the game and loaded up my last game save that I made just before I beat him, as I wanted to prove to myself that it wasn't just a fluke and that I could do it again. So let's go through my build and strategy that helped me beat Takezo again. Then after I will show you the duel and commentate over it, providing my thought process and tips along the way. To start the fight, you have to equip all of Takezo's 5 charms, but you don't have to use these during the duel. So I changed them for the strategy I used, which is to focus on doing perfect parries, then counter attack for damage. Before I get into the charms that I used, I equipped the Bounty Master Armour outfit and fully upgraded it to level 4. You can obtain this by defeating Summer the Condemned, a bounty in the Yōtei grasslands. This doesn't become available until you complete the Bone Crusher bounty, which can also be found in the Yōtei grasslands. Wearing this gives us an increase in perfect parry windows by a major amount, with the downside that regular parries are disabled. Upgrading it to level 4 gives us the perk that enables us to do 3 counter attacks when you do a perfect parry. On top of that, all spirit gains are increased by a moderate amount, which will synergize with the charms I will be equipping. So this outfit sets the strategy for the duel. Onto the charms that I equipped. I used the charm of Futsunishi, which makes parries, perfect parries and perfect dodges easier to perform. As Takezo attacks very fast with his dual katana, this will make it a bit easier to react to his attacks and get those perfect parries and dodges. Father's charm regains a major amount of health on perfect parries. As I'm focusing on doing perfect parries, if I'm hit by Takezo, this will give me some health back on each perfect parry. This will be really helpful in managing my spirit, as I want to have as much health as I can, so I can save spirit for healing when very low on health, and have plenty available in the event of needing to revive myself after being downed by using Onyo's Will. I have the improved Onyo's Will, which only costs 2 spirit instead of 3 to revive. I would highly recommend unlocking this technique in Atsu's survival tree under the Onyo class before going into the duel. I kept on Takezo's charm of bold deflection, where parrying inflicts a major amount of additional staggered damage. I'm not sure, but I think this works on all parries. This will be useful for when I do the counter attacks. Charm of Confident Strikes gives us a major chance to gain 1 spirit when staggering an enemy with the katana. Strangely, I used the Yari to beat Takezo on both occasions. I just felt comfortable using it instead of the katana or dual katana. Really, I should have used one of the latter, as the dual katana has an advantage over the Yari. If I had switched to the katana, this would have been very beneficial. Charm of Mount Yōtei reduces all damage taken by a moderate amount, which is useful because Takezo does a lot of damage in one hit. Also, it regains a minor amount of health after a perfect parry, which will help me stay alive longer for when I take damage. Lastly, I have Charm of Furious Attacks equipped, which deals a major amount of additional damage when using the dual katana's Tempest Strike. I kept this on as I had leveled up this charm, and it could be useful, but I guess I could have used one of Takezo's other charms. I would recommend leveling up the charms before the duel, so that you get the maximum benefits from them. Also, be sure to complete points of interest, like doing bamboo strikes to increase your maximum spirit, hot springs to increase maximum health, shrine climbs to unlock major charms, Inari shrines or fox dens to unlock minor charms, and altars of reflection to unlock new techniques. As I've been exploring Ezo, I've naturally unlocked quite a few things. The one thing that I was lacking in this duel was the quickfire weapons, as I only had Mitsubishi unlocked. Before I went into the duel, I had cooked a meal using a fish that gave me major melee damage. So be sure to cook some fish before you go into the duel. So let's go to the replay of the duel and I'll talk you through it.
Are you?
This will be the greatest day of my life.
Fight to the death. Really like the intro to these duels. Really cool. So Takezo is really fast. So what I plan to do is stay back to keep my distance so I can time the perfect parry when he comes to attack. When he's closer, there's less time to react. The dueling area is pretty small, so I walk sideways to keep my distance. I get to my first perfect parry here and I do my 3 counter attacks. And again. Back away. Cycle around. I've got the perfect parry. He comes chasing at you. You got to be very quick. Got to be focused. So there, I got hit because I didn't do the perfect dodge. But this time I did. And got a cheeky hit into his back. Get the perfect parry there. Get the 3 attacks in. At this part, the blizzard comes in. And your health starts getting frozen. And your maximum health gets lower. So you've got to be aware of that. Takezo actually downed me as well. And I used my Onryo's Wheel to revive. I used the Metsubushi to cancel out that unblockable attack because I wasn't ready. Make use of those quick fire weapons to get you out of trouble. Again, he kills me. I totally mistimed everything there. So I have to use my Onryo's Wheel. Then get the perfect parry. To then get my 3 counterattacks. And then back up. Get the perfect dodge and get 1 hit on him. There we go again. He starts going crazy at this point. Just back away. Take your time. Let him come to you. Because when you go for the attack, he always gets a quick attack in. And here, he tries to disarm me, and lucky enough I dodge it. But because he's so aggressive and so close to me, I couldn't time his attacks. So I was downed again, but I revived, and now I got another perfect parry. He gets super angry at this point, but I get the parry, and I finish him off. So he uses a wide range of attacks there. He has the blue glint attacks where you can't block and can only parry. The red glint attacks that you can only dodge, and will also attempt to use the yellow glint attack to try and disarm you. Where I would just dodge those instead of trying to counter it because he is very quick. It's a really tense fight and puts your skills to the test. If you're struggling to beat him, I hope this video helps you in some way. Keep at it and remember that you can always go back and explore Ezo to get stronger. Then come back when you are more equipped for the duel. As you can see here, I still have many things to unlock, so it is possible to beat him without having everything unlocked. Please leave comments down below to let me know if you've managed to beat Takezo. I would love to hear your experiences and the builds you used to beat him. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate your support. Take care and I'll see you next time. Bye.